So I really wanted to do another video that was just kind of talking about a certain topic again. I've been thinking about the blog lately. The more I think about that, the more I don't know how I did that for so long. Yeah, it was only kind of 2 years of fully consistent. And I mean, the cracks they kind of formed pretty quickly with it. Like, I was really, really hard at it for the first year, and then I kind of struggled to keep up with it in some ways. So things slowed down, but point is, I made like 200 posts, I think. Something like that. For some reason, the number 237 is in my head, but I don't think it was that many or that little. I don't know. But for a while, I was on a schedule of every 2 weeks I did it. Not every 2 weeks. I would do two. Can I even do two with this? Kind of. Every two videos every week. There were a time I did like episode reviews. So every week I would do like a video or a post that was an episode review. Then at the end I do like a whole thing and then like a top 10, and it was a lot. I don't know how I managed to do it as long as I did, because it was a lot of work. But you know, honestly, I kind of think of those as like the golden years. Is that the right term for that? Is golden years like old? I don't know. I just think of Golden Girls. But like I think of back to those as like a very fun time. The 2 years when I was doing that, which now it was like 3 years ago, was when I was doing it regularly. I think part of the reason I think of it so fondly is probably because that's how I met like all of my friends, and like my life got a lot better after the blog. So I just think back very fondly to it, even though I know that like I got burned out from it because of how often I was doing it. And I always get the itch to go back to it. I've tried to go back to it a few times, but I never quite stuck with it. And that's kind of why I've never known like if I actually want to go back to it or not. It's more just like I don't want a commitment. I could never do a commitment like that. It would be way too much. That's why I've kind of turned YouTube into like, hey, this is gonna basically be the blog, because I don't care about trying to make it successful. I just want to make it what it is and have fun with it. But there are just some times that I don't feel like making a video, right? I want to try to do it more, because I keep saying like I'll do more and then I don't, because it's a long process to make a video, you know. Even if it's a simple video, even if there's no editing, even if you're just talking, it's still a long process to do, especially if I'm trying to do them like I'm doing now. So like, say there's a topic I want to talk about, I need to make sure like my headset's charged. I gotta, you know, take 10 minutes to like make sure the audio is working and everything, and then I have to actually sit down and do it. And you know, they're unscripted, shockingly, right? It's not like not like that's obvious or anything, but I do think there's something healthy about just sitting down and talking for a little bit. When I did do the blog, all of my favorite posts I ever did were like the behind the scenes stuff. So where you just kind of, I would just talk about like making stuff for a little bit. It wouldn't be about anime or anything. It would be about writing the posts themselves. Those were my favorite stuff to do. I love that. And that's when I realized, like, I just like being able to talk about things. My arm's broken. I like being able to just mouth off about, like, what I'm doing and things like that. So I would like to bring that more to YouTube, which I've already been doing with the devlog stuff, which I am doing them monthly. I'll do the one next month. I know when, I guess I'm not going to say the actual name yet, but for like the game studio stuff, the game circle stuff, whatever you want to call it, that Cobwebs is being made under. I've been trying to think of like, okay, when that is officially ready to launch, like, what am I going to do to market the game? You know, what am I going to do for all that? I think like a Tumblr blog is probably a good idea. I think like, because I won't use Twitter. I don't think anybody should use Twitter. I hope Twitter is dying. I never go over there anymore. But I think a combination of like Blue Sky and like Tumblr and stuff like that, and like Itch, is all going to be the best I can really do for that. Maybe Instagram. I don't know anything about Instagram, so I don't know. But I think there needs to be, a few things for that. So I've been like, hey, I can experiment with my stuff. That way I kind of have a better idea with what I'm doing when that happens. But yeah, has turned into basically just a little video talking about the blog and how much I want to kind of go back to it. But then I'm like, do I really want to? And I think that's okay. I think it's okay to not always know what you want to do. And sometimes you might want to do other stuff. And I think it's okay for you to allow yourself to do that. There's always that idea of like turning it into success. And the best way to be successful by far is to pick a lane and stick in it and never go outside of that lane. You pick something that has potential, but is not oversaturated. And then you just hard stick to that lane, and then you just do that, and you do it right, you keep getting better, probably be successful at some point. But that is not very good for creativity. I think in some ways it is, because when you are forced to kind of think within a lane or a specific style, then limitations breed creativity. So I think that's a good thing in some ways. But for me, when I don't really get anything out of it, I just want to do whatever I want to do. So I've said that a few times, that like that's what YouTube will be. I gotta make sure I'm recording. I am. And it will. But I may also bring some type of like text-based blog type of thing back. What I might do actually is I thought about using the YouTube posts for that, because I don't think YouTube has a character limit for the posts, I'm pretty sure. Although whenever I tend to write things, I try to keep it around 1,000-ish characters, or not characters, words. Around 1,000-ish words, which would be how many characters? I don't know. It would grossly depend on the words, but probably like, what, 2,000 to 3,000, because a space counts as a character. Why am I doing that? Yes, I know my batteries are low. Good thing nobody else can see that. It's not my headset this time, it's my controller. I haven't changed this controller one time since I got the Quest, and I finally have to. But yeah, I don't want to just recycle the same thing I've talked about a few times about wanting to do more creatively with the YouTube channel. I want to, and I will. It's just a matter of like, say I don't, that's fine too, right? It's like, I have a tendency to be very obsessive when it comes to like a lot of things, really. But when it comes to endeavors that I want to do, like I'm a very all or nothing person, right? It's either I don't care about something or I throw myself into it completely. And that's a good thing for a lot of things, but it's not a very good thing for mental health, believe it or not. So I really do think that's why I don't do the blog anymore, besides like priorities changing. It's a matter of I went so hard on it for so long that I got very burned out and just couldn't do it anymore. That's kind of what happened with streaming, but it was more just like, I don't know, I consider going back to streaming because I really, thinking back on it, I did enjoy it. It's kind of in like posts that I think of it as stressful. I mean, it was stressful sometimes, but I really do kind of want to go back to it. I have a lot of good memories with it, and that's the thing, is like, at what point is the memories the thing you actually hold on to fondly, or do you hold fondly like the action of doing it, and where that line is drawn? I don't always know. I think I would like doing it again. For me, it's very awkward to do it when nobody's watching. It's like, if nobody's going to be watching the stream, which, like, isn't going to happen when you're not a big, like, creator, like, why am I doing it? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to be successful, but, like, I would just play the game myself, you know what I mean? It's that kind of initial awkwardness that makes it hard to stream. But then there's, like, the nerves if people do shit. I don't know. It's, like, a whole thing. I don't think I'm really suited to streaming, but I do think I kind of want to do it again. So I don't know. We'll see. Figure that out moving forward. And that's the thing. It's okay not to know. You know, it's okay not to know. But that's to say that I'm taking a break from like working on the game or anything right now. Besides maybe doing the story, I don't know. I don't know how long. Maybe like a week. But I want to play a Resident Evil game coming out, which is part of the reason. But also, I just think it's important to rest, and I never rest, right? I'm if I'm working on the game, I'm thinking of the game. If I'm not working on the game, I'm thinking about the game, you know what I mean? And that's good, but then it's also not good. And that's the tendency I have with like everything I work on. And I think that's why burnout happens. I don't think burnout will ever happen with the game. I really don't. I want it too bad for burnout to happen. Like when it came to YouTube or stuff like that, it's like I wanted it, but I wanted I wanted the idea of it, right? Like I wanted the concept of like, oh, I could do this and then be successful from that. Like I wanted that. I didn't want the action of doing it. I want the action of making the game. The game will be made. It's not a question of if. It's just a question of when. Like it will be made, and I'm taking a break, but like it's definitely gonna get made. I don't really doubt that. It's like the most motivated I've ever been to work on anything I've ever done. So it'll happen for sure. It's hard though, which I'll talk about more next week for like the monthly thing. But yeah, this is just one of the little type of things I would have did on the blog, basically. Where it's just like, hey, creativity is tricky because you want to work on something, but also like if you work on something too much, it's like you're gonna kind of burn yourself out. Like you got to take a break. But then when you do take a break, you're like, damn, but I feel so unproductive right now. And it's just that loop that kind of spirals back into itself, and it kind of sucks. It just means you care, right? And in my case, it means I'm obsessive and I care, but you know what I mean? You just gotta learn to chill, and I have a tendency to not chill, and I've been trying to chill way more. And guess what? When you chill and you don't worry about everything constantly, life's pretty good. You might not believe that. It's pretty good, actually. Actually, it's pretty good. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. I'm taking a little bit of a break. I might focus on maybe uploading like more videos, or I might, write a post for YouTube, or I might do like a Tumblr thing, or I don't know. I don't really know what I'm gonna do, but I'm taking a break. I have a bunch of things I want to do. Like I still really want to do a web novel this year. Definitely start it. Probably won't be finished because it'll be weekly or maybe bi-weekly. I don't know which. So it won't be finished, but I really want to start one this year. But I don't want to do that until after the story for Cobwebs is done, which it's getting there. I was thinking about it, it's probably like, I don't think I can call it halfway yet, because there's going to be a lot of story at the end that I have to write, because what I'm doing right now is kind of the first initial draft. The first draft has been edited a lot, so it's not really just like a first draft anymore, but it's not the actual scenes, it's just the broad strokes of the story in order that it happens. So I would say that's like 40% done, something like that. It's getting there. It really is. There's a lot more things figured out. Again, I'll talk about that more like next month, but rest is important, Rest is important. I'd like to do more videos, again, just kind of like talking about topics, because this is, again, 100% something I would have did on the blog, is I would have just sat down one evening, I would have wrote this for like an hour and just had that on there. So in that way, this is actually quicker because I just go on there and talk for a minute. Although when I'm on the blog and I'm writing, I'm like, okay, I don't really have anything else to say anymore. And I can just kind of stop it there. But when I'm freestyling, I'm like, man, I ran out of things to talk about significantly faster than I thought I would. So I don't really know where to go from here. So I'm just going to say rest is important, and rest. And I'm telling that to myself more than anyone else. So rest. And I don't know, I'm going to be doing other things, but rest.